To kick off our program, we've asked Manette Mayberg to share some words with us. Though Manette is not a trained educator, she is, as you will soon see if you don't already know, in many ways a master teacher. She is a trustee of the Mayberg Foundation. She is the founder of JEIC. She serves as the ethical and practical compass in both of those organizations, as well as one or two others, I would argue. And she, on a personal note, really is my teacher and my student, colleague, and my trusted friend. So with that, please help me welcome with hands in the air or whatever emojis you can do on this platform. Help me welcome Manette Mayberg.
Thank you, Todd, and good afternoon, everyone. Do we empower students to develop a positive Jewish identity and self-esteem? Do we foster an atmosphere that reflects and respects the divine? Last year at our Innovators Retreat in Baltimore, I introduced the concept of GPS, God-Powered Schools, and I challenged all of us to evaluate just how well our schools actually measure up to their stated values, vision, and mission for Jewish education. Who could have guessed then that just a year later, we would see such an urgent need to focus on God in our schools? Current research shows, from at least 3 sources that I've read, including Pew, compelling evidence about the pandemic's influence on people's relationships to faith, God, and prayer in noteworthy numbers. As day school leaders, these trends alert us to the spiritual void and existential questions with which our kids are struggling. Maya Kova, who's a senior in high school, she had a realization recently. She said, "It's crazy that every human being on earth is impacted by this virus. For sure, we all have new world realities to deal with, and it gives us an opening. We all live each day more in the present as uncertainty about the future grows. And this gives us an opportunity to prioritize students' relationships with God. We can perhaps lay a foundation now that may have been missing in Jewish education. Seems like everyone these days is asking, when will things go back to normal? But we don't serve our students best by going back to business as usual. I'm not suggesting here that we beef up virtual prayer periods. I actually believe that shaking prayer out of our kids before they even understand the basics of knowing God, well, it's like asking a child to run before learning to walk. Prayer has been the single most universal challenge among day schools. And I believe this is a symptom of a deeper problem. Could we change "I have to daven" to "I want to daven"? Let's try making an introduction and cultivate the God-student connection. Then I believe we can. We have this opening right now, and the potential is huge. I'm urging us as leaders in education, please, let's create pathways to God for our students. Our holy texts and traditions are based on God as the most enduring Jewish concept. God is foundational to Judaism, right? Then let's help our students get it right and change up punishing, angry images of God, or just as damaging, no association with God. It's our responsibility to help our kids connect with God as loving, supportive, as a source of strength. Look, we can't expect our kids to instinctively relate to God with faith and trust. We have to teach our kids a path of knowing God. Modeling vulnerability is essential. Relationship building is challenging, and we know it takes hard work. We must create an environment that is without judgment or demands. This is what it takes to develop a strong next generation, strong enough to withstand normal life challenges and unexpected adversity like we are now all experiencing on a global level. Thank you. Thank you for being holy soldiers in the army of Jewish educators and investors. And I don't say that lightly. Your courage to challenge the status quo and push the envelope of excellence is of immeasurable eternal value. Although our time together this year is unfortunately short, we have a unique opportunity to support each other and collectively evolve God-powered schools. Our reward is in the effort. We are forever changed. Before we move into breakout groups, you should know that JEIC is collaborating with other educational leaders to develop new standards and approaches for student engagement with God. We are poised and ready to train teachers and launch integrative and adaptive curricula. A huge thank you to Sharon Freundel, Rabbi Feld, and Rachel Abrahams for their tremendous and innovative work. Thank you to our moderators from the field, our dear partner, Arnie Winshaw, and the whole JEIC team. Now, let's get into our breakout rooms and kick off some great conversations.